it's funny to think that now all the main pre-E3 shows are over, like Microsoft and Sony and EA and Ubisoft and all them. Most people seem to forget that E3 has now officially started, and all the publishers and developers and all them, they're actually on the show floor right now, demoing new products, gathering fan feedback, having interviews, announcing new things. That's all actually going on right now. What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I was one of those people. I forgot that post pre E3 presentations, wow, post pre, that makes no sense. But hey, that's gaming we live in. That I basically forgot we'd see more announcements and all over these couple of days this week. So, here's a good one at least anyway. SEGA have expressed a large interest in bringing a large amount of their catalogue to the PC, many of which have previously been console exclusives or have been multi-plats or specific individual console exclusives, whatever it is. But they've expressed a big interest in releasing games on the PC platform, which is a good thing. Now, SEGA have a huge, diverse portfolio. Granted, they've got some brilliant games, they've got some terrible games, they've got some stuff in between, and while not every game can be a masterpiece like Sonic 06, but the point is, they have a significantly large amount of good games. Especially when you look at 2017, Persona 5 has released in the West to massive critical acclaim. So, when it comes to SEGA, they're not completely absent from the PC platform. If you think to the games like Total War Warhammer, Total War Shogun, or Shogun Total War, what they come in strange names and shapes and forms. That series is actually a Sega series for the last 12 years. So all the Total War games released in the last 12 years have been published by Sega and developed by Creative Assembly. And these games are highly successful and critically acclaimed. As well as more recently, you've got the excellent ports of Vanquish and Bayonetta, games that were previously console exclusive, now on PC in excellent forms. Definitive versions of the game, mind you, because they offer the best quality and best experience for Vanquish and Bayonetta. Let's rewind time a little bit. A game I'm currently playing on PC at the moment for a YouTube playthrough, Valkyria Chronicles. PC gives the definitive version of the game with a gorgeous art style for a fantastic game. The point is, Sega have not been completely absent from PC, and especially lately, they've been getting even better. So, when it comes to E3 and who was there and people pressing for info, John Clark, who is Sega Europe's Senior Vice President of Commercial Publishing, so he's a pretty decent guy, you know, he's pretty high up the food chain. PC Gamer got an interview with him, and they asked him about bringing Sega games, which had previously been console exclusive or maybe previous IPs that have kind of laid dormant for a while, about bringing them to PC. So here's what he had to say on the matter. If I asked you to write me a list of 10 games you want Sega to bring out on PC, it probably isn't any different from the list we have. I could ask anyone at Sega, write me a list. And what motivates it? I think there's a certain catalogue that people just have an affinity with. If you send your list over, I'll tell you which ones we can tick, which ones are on our list, which ones are possibilities, which ones are not possibilities, which ones we've talked about, which ones we're currently talking about, which ones we're working on. You know they'll be on that list. So it seems pretty solid that Sega are actively exploring their huge list of what games can be ported to PC, what games can't be, what games are working on, blah blah blah. He covered it in the quote. So naturally, some of Sega's biggest console series at the moment are Yakuza and Persona. So naturally, PC Gamer pressed a little bit on like for Yakuza. And here's what he had to say. And no, this is kind of a little bit broken English. It's not me messing up the quote. It's on that list. Of course, something we're talking about it. I know that part doesn't make sense. That would be just incredible to bring to the PC audience. So that's obviously a good thing. They've specifically expressed interest in porting the highly successful Yakuza games and highly praised Yakuza games over to PC. I've never played a Yakuza game myself. Actually, I think I played a demo of the first one way back. The first one Europe got way back on, I think it was the PS2, and I didn't like it. But anyway, and naturally they moved on to Persona, which is one of the year's best-selling games and best acclaimed games of 2017 so far. I know it released in 2016 in Japan. That's beside the point. So when asked about Persona, he had to say, of course, I keep trying to get in ahead of you. I'm trying to guess what you're going to say next. We don't feel like anything's off the table in terms of these conversations. The fact that as an organization, we're having these healthy conversations, they're constructive, we recognize the value of the community, the IP, and the IP has got continued life to grow and get bigger. So that's pretty good. Now, obviously, none of this is a confirmation for something, you know, Persona guaranteed to come to PC, Yakuza definitely coming to PC. None of that is confirmed. They're working on it in the sense that they're exploring their options to what's being viable and what's not. Now, you can argue most places will say that, but Sega seem to actually be doing it. For the simple reason is, look at Bayonetta, look at Valkyria Chronicles, look at Vanquish. They're actually working on these games. Or, well, they're working on these ports and released these ports. So, it's definitely working in Sega's favor. Now, one thing I would have loved PC Gamer to actually have asked them was Shenmue HD. We all know that was a pretty important title that many people would like to see in that list. So it's looking promising. If you have followed any of my videos on about PC gaming for the most part, or JRPGs and PC gaming for the most part, is I've always praised over the last maybe 3 or 4 years the amount of JRPG support that the PC has been getting. For a while there was basically nothing, and then some titles started to trickle out. And then we have bigger titles, and we're getting more and more and more support. Now we have games like I know it's not the most popular series, but we have games like Final Fantasy XIII Trilogy. Those games are on there. The Tales of series from Namco Bandai, a hugely popular, greatly successful, and generally good series, are now available on PC day one as well as their console counterparts. So that is promising for the most part. Now imagine being able to get Persona over here as well. Persona 5, as I know I've spouted it several times already. Persona 5, probably the best game I've played this year. And it's probably the best JRPG I've played in the last couple of years, since I played Persona 4. So, you get my point. So, I mean, it is what it is, and we have to wait and see. But Sega have done a good job of hyping up this. Obviously, I know I'm talking up the Persona series a lot, but they do have other games. They have masterpieces like Sonic 06, awkward silence, and you know, they're talking about Yakuza as well. Not to mention they have other games and other series and other IPs that they could bring over too, which is all very, very promising. So I can't wait to see what the future holds in regards to Sega on PC. Let me know in the comment section below what games you would like to see from Sega, be it existing, be it new entry, be it in the future, be it dormant IPs finally ported, or HD collections or remasters, whatever. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.